Good morning, sir. What's your name?
Damon?
You're Damon
Yeah.
Hughes? Good
Yes.
morning. This is Judge Middleton. I'm here at the courthouse. Also with me is the public defender, Miss Matea Paycheck. You should be able to see her during some of this. Mr. Hughes, you got charged with retail fraud for
Yeah.
allegedly stealing some Pokemon cards. So let's talk about this.
Okay. Hmm.
It's alleged that a year ago, December 22nd of 2022, that you were at the Walmart store in Sturgis and, Three Rivers, and you took a large amount of Pokemon cards and put them in your backpack. They also knew you from the Sturgis Walmart store. And you had apparently earlier, near that same time, stole some trading cards from Sturgis. But this is only the Three Rivers one. Now, this happened a year ago. They issued the warrant, and you called about it in February of last year. We told you there was a warrant. And then we got another call that said you were in the homeless shelter in Branch County
Yes.
and wanted to take care of this. So you turned yourself in at the jail.
Yeah.
What day did you turn yourself in?
Literally yesterday, we tried going in at the Branch County Sheriff's Department, and then they denied getting me because I did not have an ID. And I currently don't have my wallet at all.
All right. Well, how do you plead to this charge that a year ago you stole some Pokemon cards from the Walmart in Three Rivers? Let me tell you what it is. It's a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Do you understand?
Can you repeat that again? I'm sorry.
It is a
I
misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Probably 1 day in jail is sufficient for this. If you plead to this charge, I'm going to let you out of jail. And I'm going to give you time to pay the fine and cost. Do you
I
understand?
I do plead, and there is more to what had happened. I was not the only one, and I
All right.
can attest.
Well, let me stop you for just a minute. So, are you going to plead guilty to this charge?
Yes,
Did anybody threaten you to
absolutely.
get you to plead guilty?
No,
No,
I'm
I'm
just being completely honest.
all right.
I
Well,
made
that's
a
what we.
mistake, and it's not normally my character. And I big part of it was me being coerced into it by a friend, and I found out that he's not truly a friend.
Yeah, that's probably
And
the.
I have a lot, like he was a big part of it, and he was the one that planned everything.
All right. Well, let's talk about that in a minute. Do you understand that if you do plead to this charge, you will be giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury? There will be no trial. Do you understand that?
And what would come out of all this?
Well, let's finish this part first, then we'll talk about that. If you plead guilty to this, there won't be a trial. Do you understand that?
All right.
If you had a trial, you'd have the right to be represented by an attorney. All you got to do is tell me, and I could appoint an attorney for you, or you could hire one of your own choosing. If you had a trial, you'd have a right to have any of the witnesses for or against you subpoenaed to come to court so they could be questioned under oath. You would have the right to take the witness stand and testify on your own behalf, but you don't have to because you have a right not to testify. And if you did not wish to testify, they would not hold your silence against you. And you have the right to be presumed innocent if and until the state was able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, I made a promise to you. I told you that if you pled guilty to this charge, I was going to let you out of jail and give you time to pay the fines and costs. Other than that, did anyone promise you anything to get you to plead to this charge?
No, I was just gonna be completely honest.
All right,
I
what's
beat
right?
myself every day over it, man. I really do.
All right, well, it ain't the crime of the century. You stole some Pokemon cards. Did you steal them to sell them or steal them to play Pokemon?
Bit of both because I was having a hard time getting a job and I needed some way to make money. And I kept trying to get a job and I didn't have no luck and I needed to pay bills. And I didn't know what to do. And then my friend coerced me into it.
Well, how much can you sell these packs for?
It's, I don't remember, but I know some of them you could get like an extra dollar or two out of it, but that was it.
All right. Where are you living right now?
Currently at the homeless shelter in Coldwater, and I don't have any job or food stamps or anything.
All right. Well, you're barred from Walmart stores. I'm going to give you 1 day in jail credit, 1 day. The law presumes that I'm not supposed to order a jail sentence, and this wasn't the crime of the century. But it is interesting to know they knew you from Sturgis for doing the same thing. And when they found this one, Sturgis said, "Hey, we know that guy. He stole some Pokemon cards from us too." So I'm not sure how much your friend was coercing you. You were just in the Pokemon theft
No,
business. But the
he
fine here
really
is
was
zero.
coercing me.
There's a $75 crime victims' rights fee and a $50 state minimum fee, $162 restitution to TR Walmart. $287 to make that due by next June. When did you last work?
My last job was at McDonald's, and that was a month ago, give or take.
Which McDonald's?
The one in Coldwater.
All right, you're going to need some time to get your life back in order. Where's your family?
I only have my sister in Sturgis, and she's not really much of a support system. And both my mom and dad are dead.
Who brought you over here to turn yourself in?
I went to the sheriff's department and they want to take me. So then I had to go back to the shelter, and then Paul, the owner of the shelter, he's had past issues in the past with the law and he's turned over a new leaf and he was trying to help me out. So he made calls to like the district court and all of that, trying to help me out, be able to get here so I could turn myself in because that's what I wanted to do.
Well, I appreciate that. Now, you're going to get out here in a little bit. Have you got somewhere to go? Will someone come get you?
I'll have to call Paul. He said he'd call me. He said for me to call him and he said he can work something out.
All
But
right.
if not, if he can't, then I have nowhere to go.
Well, I would then ask you to maybe go to Keystone, our homeless shelter right here in Centerville. You know where that is?
I think so.
Well, the sheriff can tell you. You can walk there from there. But I don't want you to be standing out there in the cold. Anyway, you can't go to Walmart, and you owe me $287 by June 30th. And
Oh.
that's 1 year you can't go to Walmart.
And is that like which Walmarts, or is that just the whole chain as a
All of them,
whole?
all of them.
All of them?
Yep, no Walmart for a year. And this is actually a year. You waited till after Christmas, so I guess I respect that, but you did turn yourself in. You stole some cards because you needed money, and that's not good. But I'm not going to leave you in jail for stealing some Pokemon cards. Um, so if you can't get a ride, you go to the homeless shelter here in Centerville, and I think they can put you up till somebody can come and get you. Do you have any questions?
Um, would it the information I have in regards, like I said, my friend, he was the one that did all the planning and all of that and
Yes.
forced me into it. Um, is there any way I can like give information about that? Because I'm no
Well,
longer
this is a
friends.
Three Rivers police case. You could give that information to the Three Rivers police.
Because I know the person, he lives in Sturgis, and he was on probation during that time. Because he always
What
freaking
was his
over.
name?
Jesus Sanchez.
And one of the problems is your word versus his. I don't know whether he's in the video or not.
I don't know, but I know he was there and he was the one that like had us drive off and everything. Because I don't drive. He is Hispanic, but I don't know if any of this helps.
Yeah, well, that's a very common name.
Sadly, yeah.
Well, I don't know, sadly, but a lot of people are named Jesus Sanchez.
Well,
All right, you can share that with Three Rivers PD if you wish, but otherwise you're free to go. And if you can't get a ride, you should go to the Keystone Center here in Centerville. All right, good luck, Mr. Hughes. Stay
I
out of
hope you
Walmarts.
I hope you guys have a nice day, by the way.
All right, thank you for that. You're good to go.
Is it on here?
Like I said, we got time. Once upon a time, there was a guy who stole fishing lures. His whole occupation was stealing fishing lures and selling them at flea markets. And that was actually they're very fungible, very marketable. Some of them are more expensive. He'd sell them for $5, still in the package. And that's how he made his living. And I said, how far did you go in school? He said, I never went. He never went to any school. Um, and his thing was going fishing lures. I wouldn't recommend it, but they were quite easily saleable. I don't know what the sale market for Pokemon cards is, but do you remember? Good morning, sir. Are you Pete Patrick Edwards?
Yes, I am.
This is Judge Middleton. I'm here at the courthouse with the public defender, Matea Paycheck. You got arrested on a bench warrant for driving with no valid operator's license. Way back in May of 2022, you got a ticket for driving with no valid operator's license.
Yeah.
That's a pretty minor charge. We get lots and lots of those. It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. But you didn't show up for your arraignment. Then we set a show cause. You didn't show up for that. And then your friend called in July of last year and said, hey, what's the status of this? And we said, well, there's a warrant out for him. He needs to come in here and deal with this. And you didn't. In the meantime, you got arrested over the weekend. When did you get arrested?
I just got arrested yesterday evening.
Where at?
On the corner of Baker and Balk, or near there.
Were you driving a car or are they just?
No, I was driving a car, yeah.
So did you get a new ticket?
I got a ticket for an improper plate and no proof of insurance.
All right, well, this charge is from May of 2022. It isn't the kind of thing I would have put you in jail for, but you didn't show up 2 times and called. And so it's punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100 plus cost. Do you understand the charge?
Yeah, I do.
All right, how do you plead to that charge?
I guess I can only plead guilty.
Well, you can plead not guilty also, but let me tell you, if you plead guilty, I'm going to give you a fine and a day in jail and let you out of here. But you don't have to plead guilty. You have a right to plead not guilty. And if you didn't wish to plead guilty, that's fine. But if you do, you give up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury. If you had a trial, you'd have the right to be represented by an attorney. Public defender is here with us this morning if you wish to have any consultation, but you could also hire an attorney of your own choosing if you wished. If you had a trial, you'd have a right to have any of the witnesses for or against you subpoenaed to come to court so they could be questioned under oath. You would have the right to take the witness stand and testify on your own behalf. But you don't have to because you have a right not to testify. And if you did not wish to testify, the judge or jury cannot hold your silence against you. And you have the right to be presumed innocent if and until the state was able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, did you get a license since then?
Yes, I have a license right now. Actually, it was a car that me and my roommate just bought, and I've been trying to get, I've been working at American Axle for a while now, so I just I'm supposed to go pick up a new vehicle this weekend, and I was just trying to make it get me by until then, which I guess it don't really excuse anything, but.
Well, all you had to do is come in here, and we could have taken care of this. Now, this is going to go on your driving record. You understand?
Yeah.
All right. I don't know whether the prosecutor would. What shift do you work?
I work second shift.
So you haven't missed a day's work yet?
No, I haven't. Actually, my attendance is pretty good.
Yeah, the vehicle was also unplated, but you had the title in your hand. Judge.
from the last incident.
Yeah.
Or-
Now, Judge Pattison issued a bench warrant with $1,000 bond. He wasn't very happy. And then let's take a look at your driving record. Yeah, you had a lot of baggage on here and a lot of failures to appear. I don't know what this is going to do to your license. It could suspend it for 90 to 180 days. But it predates your getting your license, so it may not affect it. But does that affect your decision to enter a plea here today?
No.
All right. You made this way harder than it had to be.
Yeah, I totally agree. You know, I've been here and there. I finally started getting my act together. I'm pretty much stable now.
All right, well, your license is going to be valid if and until the SOS sends you something, but you owe me $200, $75 fine, $75 crime victims' rights fee, and a $50 state minimum fee. That's due by February 2nd of 2024, a little more than 30 days from now. So you're going to get out of jail and go to work. Probably didn't get much sleep last night.
I got what I had. I got.
And then you got these new tickets for doing the same thing, driving out with an unregistered car and no insurance. So
Stupid.
that's the word for it. All right, you're going to get out of jail. Hopefully somebody come pick you up. You owe me $200 by February 2nd.
You got it.
All right, you're good to go.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
He must be an Elvis fan. All right, Matea, that's all I got for now.